Hi there, how are you doing?
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. What is your name?
My name is Hiroshi.
Hiroshi.
Yes.
I always like to hear the students say it, so I don't pronounce it wrong.
Yeah, Hiroshi. I'm calling from Japan.
Oh, very nice. Where are you in Japan?
I live in the southern part of Japan called Kumamoto.
Okay, I've not heard of that before.
Wow.
Have you lived there? Have you lived there your whole life?
Sorry?
Have you lived there your whole life? Or did you move to other?
Well, actually, when I was a child, I lived in Tokyo.
Okay.
Yeah. But, the Second World War began to be very serious. Children had to move to the country.
Wow.
Yes, I moved to Kumamoto.
Wow, so you must have quite some stories to tell.
Yeah.
If you've lived through that.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but where are you from?
I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. Do you know where that is?
Oh, Canada?
No, it's actually it's in the Caribbean.
Caribbean.
It's a tropical island in the Caribbean.
The name again, please?
Trinidad and Tobago. I just wrote it in the chat box as well, so you could see.
Trinidad and Tobago. I've never heard that.
It's okay. Not many people have. Not many people have.
This is a country's name?
Yeah, so it's two islands, a big island and a small island. And we are just above Venezuela. You know where Venezuela is?
Yeah.
So we're just above Venezuela in the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah. Very, very tropical, very nice climate. Similar to Bali in climate.
So you are the native in the country?
So my parents are German, and I was born in Germany, but I grew up here. So they moved here with me and my sister when we were kids, and I grew up in Trinidad and Tobago. And the native language here is English. And most of the population, the natives here now are Africans or Indians. We have some Chinese as well. A good bit of the population is Chinese, and some Europeans that stayed from back in the day. In times of slavery, some Europeans stayed back.
I see. So why do you speak English?
That's the native language here.
Oh, really?
English it's English.
Official language.
Yeah, official language. The only official language. Yeah, English.
So probably some English-speaking country ruled that island.
Yes. So actually, we were until 1960. Yeah, until 1962. So our independence was in 1962, and actually the island I live on, Tobago, which is very small. We only have 60,000 people, and it's only and it's only about 40 kilometers long. So 40 kilometers long, and this island changed hands about 30 times between Germany, Holland, so the Dutch, the French, the Spanish, and the British. And they kept fighting over the island and winning it back. And then the French took it again, and then the British took it, and then the Spanish took it, and then the French took it back. Yeah, that's our history. So quite, yeah.
So the main industry there is sightseeing.
Tourism is the main for Tobago, but Trinidad, we're one country, but our island is mostly tourism, and Trinidad is oil. They actually have oil.
So you have oil?
Yeah.
In small island?
Yeah. Well, I mean, off the ocean, off the coast, but in our waters. They also have natural gas and a pitch lake. So Trinidad and Tobago is actually the wealthiest Caribbean island. Or I don't know if I should say was, because with Corona now, our government is ruining this place. I mean, our economy is gone.
In your country too, you have many cases?
At the moment, yes.
Oh, you do?
We're still in a
Even
very
in a
strict
small
lockdown.
island?
We're in a
Oh,
very strict lockdown, yeah.
oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
unbelievable. Oh, really?
How about you?
Yeah, actually, we Japanese, are suffering quite a lot, especially after the Olympics Games.
Right.
Olympic Games were held in Japan.
Was here, yeah.
Ago. And after that, we had a surprisingly rising surge,
A big rise in cases.
Yeah, so.
Is it just cases or is it deaths as well?
Yeah,
Are a lot of people?
both, at present, we have about more than 20,000 cases every day. So
Right.
this is
Yeah.
so.
And what about the deaths? Is the death rate quite high?
Yeah, also many every day, probably more than 100 or so. I don't know the exact number, but anyway, we are having a terrible.
So in your lifetime, because you said you experienced the Second World War, do you mind asking how old you are?
Well, actually, I was maybe first year of elementary boy, so probably 7 or 8, I think.
You were 7 or 8.
Yeah, at the time, yeah. I am now
Right.
84 years old.
Right.
So yeah.
And in everything that you've experienced, would you say what would you say this is comparable to what we're experiencing now? How do you weigh that?
Yeah, actually, in those days, we had suffered from food shortage. So I was raised with mainly vegetables such as potatoes, sweet potatoes, and
right, things you could grow.
Yeah, and pumpkins. So maybe strangely, those people who raised, in those days can live longer. So maybe we ate healthy food.
You ate healthy food, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, not like what people call food nowadays. I agree. I don't eat any of that. Yeah, I grow my own food too, as much as I can.
Do you eat meat?
Not really anymore. I was never a big meat eater, and I don't eat. I eat fish, but I don't eat meat. No. And I also don't eat. I'm not big on dairy either. I'm not such a fan of dairy products. Yeah.
So you try not to eat meat. Actually, you like meat, but you.
No, actually, I don't. That's the thing. I never really enjoyed it. I just ate it because I didn't. It was kind of whatever, but I actually realized, I ate it when I was out, but for me, I never cook it. I never bought meat to cook. I just ate it when someone else made it for me. And so now that I cook for myself, I just don't eat it because I don't cook it.
Well, actually, I don't eat meat at all, but I eat fish and eggs and drink milk. So it's quite okay with me.
Yeah.
So that's quite okay.
Do you have a garden? Do you have a space where you
only a small garden? So my wife, plant vegetables such as cucumbers or eggplants and so on.
Same things I have growing here: cucumbers, eggplants.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sweet peppers. These things.
So you have a lot of tropical fruits, I think.
Yeah, so we also plant a lot of trees like mango, lime.
Mango. I like mango very much.
I love it. Yeah, so we just had mango. You have mango growing there? Do you have mango trees in Japan?
Actually, we can't grow mangoes in Japan.
It's
so
too cold.
We have to import.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have a lot of nice tropical, like papaya. Mango, and many others that you probably wouldn't know the name of because they're very unique to here.
Actually, I like fruits very much. So
me too.
And before the pandemic, I often went to the Philippines and anyway tropical countries to eat.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's but unfortunately, at present, I can't travel to those
Yeah,
countries anymore.
exactly. Same here. Our borders have been closed since the beginning. Our borders are closed, so no tourism. No, we can't leave really because.
But I didn't know that in such a small country as yours, closed, and have the corona cases.
Yeah, everywhere. I mean, surprisingly, it's been worse now with the vaccine than any time before. So, in the beginning we had a lockdown, but everything was pretty relaxed. Life was pretty okay. We had masks and these measures. And then when they introduced the vaccines in April, since May, we have more deaths and more cases than we've had this whole time before. So I don't know what's happening, but yeah, it's quite noticeable on a small island. Yeah,
virus probably is spreading rapidly.
Yeah.
That's why I think we have cases.
Yeah.
Pity.
Yeah, I mean, this is for sure.
Yeah, right. So when you are free, what do you do?
In my free time? So I love nature. I love anything in nature.
Oh, nature. I like nature too.
Yeah, so I love to spend time, whether it's sports or walks, or I'm a scuba diving instructor.
Really? That's nice. I once tried when I went to Australia. I tried the scuba diving, but I hurt my ear. So
yes.
So
I lived in Australia actually for 2 years. I lived in Australia for 2 years and was working there as a scuba diving instructor.
You've been to Australia and stayed in Australia 2 years?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Maybe I took you diving.
Yeah. So the famous scuba diving spot is I just can't remember.
The Great Barrier Reef.
Yeah, Great Barrier. Yeah.
I dove there. Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah. Well, it happened, to see the article about the sangos in Great Barrier. What big sangos was discovered. It's about 10 meters wide and 5 meters high. It is said that the biggest sango they discovered. So it's happened.
It's beautiful there. Australia is absolutely, the whole place there's lots to see and discover in Australia. Yeah.
But I think your country is more beautiful, I think. I guess.
I mean, it's smaller, a lot smaller, but it's very beautiful. The nature. That's why I'm here. That's why I came back, because I lived all over the world, but I came back here because of that. I love the proximity to nature, the reefs, the ocean, like everything here, the waterfalls, the rainforest. I really enjoy that type of life. Yeah, very simple life.
Later I'm going to check where your country is exactly.
You should look it up. Have a look at Trinidad and Tobago for sure. So you spend time in nature as well? Do you enjoy nature?
Especially like climbing mountains. Oh, do you
hiking?
Happen to know the Mount Fuji in Japan?
Mount Fuji, I do know
it. Really famous and beautiful and highest mountain in Japan. So I once climbed that mountain more than 10 years ago already.
Wow.
But it was amazing to watch the sun rising.
I'm sure, from that mountain.
Wow.
Below. Wow. How high is it, that mountain?
Well,
how high?
More than nearly 4,000 meters. I remember 3,776 meters or something like that.
Wow, that's amazing.
The highest.
Oh wow, our time is almost up already. It's been really interesting talking to you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.